Hello, Vault Hunters, and welcome back to the end of the carrot of Borderlands 2. And in the Heroes Pass, we remind ourselves that grenades are useful, especially when actually thrown.
Past Cloud still isn't going to use any grenades, is he?
Nope.
The key's nearly charged. This world is gonna end.
Okay, so one of the things that Past Cloud has already done is jump cut through a small combat scenario. I'm guessing that he's going to be jump cutting through a bunch of combat scenarios as we get closer to the end.
Yeah, I mean, they're all the fucking same. Robots.
They are, but what you're going to miss out on is the fact that Brick and Mordecai are attempting to help us throughout all of these combat scenarios.
I mean, dramatically, they're helping us.
I'm pretty sure they're actually here, but
No,
when I did it in my own see, there's Brick. But what I ended up doing in my personal playthrough is I abandoned both Brick and Mordecai after the first badass constructor showed up, and I didn't get to see them again after that.
Well, they are on the fringe. Mordecai dramatically is... So Mordecai is helping us traverse the map. Brick is feeding his fists. And here is one of the few platforming challenges in the game that's actually required for game completion. Oh, did I mention that I'm also over-leveled as fuck for this mission?
You are over-leveled as fuck for this mission. You're supposed to be at most 35 coming into here.
This should have been a level 33 mission. The story mission caps out at level 30, and because of, well, actually no, and then you'll be fighting skull and crossbone enemies, huh? Because I've seen a lot of level 33s, but I disagree with the game's usage of enemies that are higher level than the final boss.
But Heroes Pass is, for the most part, just a large enemy gauntlet, and that's not honestly all that big of a problem. It's just that it doesn't feel as climactic as it really wants to be. Is the issue that I've got.
How many times did you die or reload your save file while going through this?
I never reloaded my save file, but I do believe that I got downed towards the end. I got downed at least twice against the super badass loader that is at the tail end. But the whole reason why that was happening is because I blitzed through this part specifically after I sniped down either the turret or let Mordecai do it, and then I didn't have Brick or Mordecai actually helping me out for the rest of the map.
But it didn't break the map, right?
It did not break the map, no. But you know, I had a checkpoint up where Brick and Mordecai were no longer with me, and I wasn't willing to go back through this segment in order to pick them up. The wall is still up, Mr. Past Cloud.
Just drop it already. Okay, now we can go through. He'll be fine.
Yeah, Brick's fine.
He'll be fine.
Locking onto drop barge. Commencing lunar bombardment.
Murder accomplished. Oh, he's not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. Ah! That wasn't a death rattle, but badass. Level 33 badass. That is a dick move game.
And for this particular badass constructor, I'm very glad that I ended up going sniper, because if you're good with the sniper class and you're using your skills appropriately, which I never figured out when was a good time to actually use my skills as the sniper, this fight here is actually really simple and leads into the next badass constructor that you have to kill as well, which is also relatively simple because of how easy sniping is on PC.
Well, I'm glad that there is more than one way to take out the constructor. One is the sniper rifle approach by hitting him in the eye weak spot and taking out his turrets, and the other is just getting right in his goddamn face and controlling his attacks because he likes to do the seismic ground pound when you get too close to him.
Just be wary of the Hellfire missiles and you should be fine.
It's the nuke that kills me with those badass constructors. I hate their nukes. They're the worst.
You're a plague, bandit. You and your kind have corrupted Pandora with your greed and your hatred. It comes down to me to save this world from your kind. But I'm more than happy to do it.
We picked.
Sure you are, Jack.
Is where it all
We picked only the most badass place on the map for this final battle. Hope you're ready. Welcome to the Vault of the Warrior.
When you get to hell, tell your Vault Hunter friends I said hey.
Do you like infinite ammo? We got
Well,
lots of
you
ammo.
have pseudo-infinite ammo for this fight. There are ammo crates that end up recharging relatively frequently as you go through it. But what I'm reminded of is going through Doom 2016's Argent de Noor as we enter this fight.
Nearly ready. But before I cleanse this planet for good, I'm gonna avenge my daughter.
Just let me shoot him for fuck's sake. Handsome Jack finally
There,
has a health
now you
bar.
can shoot him.
Boney!
Now, this particular fight is not actually all that difficult. Rather, this phase of this fight is not that difficult. No, stop shooting him while he's got the bullet repulsion shield
Oh,
up.
that's gotta be so frustrating.
Also, you want to take down the surveyors when you can because they're much more of a threat than his clones are.
You like my reflector shield? Pretty sweet, huh?
There.
Alright, he's
Now
down.
you can shoot him again.
Light him the fuck up. Eat over-leveled weapons. Handsome Jack.
And booyah.
All 9 experience are mine. It's
Oh, hey, his
charged
key's
just
done.
in time.
No! The key's charged!
I'm not dying yet. You're too late, bandit. I win.
As you're bleeding out of your gut.
Power Pandora has ever seen, and it's mine to control.
Hey, warrior.
I bet you thought it was a guy swinging a sword. No, this is a cat made of lava.
Well, I actually think it's a Thresher and Scat combo, but
So, did you guys enjoy Rayman 2 from the N64? Because this boss also forces you to get to high ground in order to avoid getting hurt by lava.
past Cloud, there was high ground just behind you. Come on,
I'm
it's one of the small
learning.
problems that this fight actually has. The high ground is actually right in the center, so although it puts you in a prime range for his flame breath, being on the high ground is actually being in the center of the map is mostly where you want to be.
Well, I mean, eventually...
Pretty much at all times.
Eventually, I got to the center of the map. But the game, of course, is offering you multiple solutions. You want to stay in the center because it will give you the best distance you need in order to take out the warrior. By, of course, being as close to him as possible.
Oh,
And unfortunately...
I was wondering if you were going to get the achievement for not shooting him in the stomach. Oh well.
So here's another bone I got to pick with this. This is an epic boss fight, don't get me wrong, but the game really doubled down on me being the correct level in order for this boss fight to be all it's cracked up to be. I'm so over-leveled that I'm actually exploiting the boss's scripted event when he has to cease fire in order to retreat for safety. And then he does the lava attack. I get the center. The lava recedes. I deal damage to him again. He retreats again, rises the level, and so on.
Yeah, and you're not even having to really do the exposed core weakness. You're just shooting him in the face.
Right. So, but is that really a flaw with the game, or are they just doing the Atlas Bioshock thing where, yeah, this is not the hardest boss in the world, but it does give the game the closure it needs?
Now, this is you being 5 levels higher than you're supposed to be. Well, 6 actually, but
So how good a time did you have going this while you were actually the correct level?
well, I wasn't actually. Again, I was 30 at the end of this fight.
At the end of
was
the fight.
29 when I actually fought the warrior.
So you
And,
fought
and
Stolen
then-
Crossbones Warrior.
No, I think it still said he was 32, but He was 3 levels higher than I was. The thing is, although I died multiple times, I ended up dying mostly because I had difficulty dealing enough damage to rip out the plates with my weapons, and I was running out of ammo, despite the ammo crates that spawn in. I probably should have been 31 for this fight, and I would have been 31 if I had bothered to fight all the way through Heroes Pass like I was supposed to. But the big problem that I ended up with is that my primary weapon was fire-based, and he's flat out immune to fire damage.
That is unfortunate. Because, well, maybe, I guess that's why they put so much mystery on the final boss, is because you're still spinning the roulette wheel of which element is going to be the most effective against him. And I think any non-fire element is basically going to be very effective against him.
Yeah. Well, electric itself is not actually all that great, but both caustic and slag do wonders against him.
And now we get introduced to a
You can let
brand new
Lilith
enemy
kill
type.
Handsome Jack, by the way.
This is the dying variant of the Handsome Jack enemy.
I like this. Not when I'm so close. And not at the hands of a filthy bandit! See, I could have saved this planet. See, I could have actually restored order.
What to do?
And I wasn't supposed to die by the hands of a child killing.
Loot, 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 loot.
Yep, just keep talking. I can hear you. I'm listening.
You are a bandit, and I am the goddamn hero!
Whoosh!
Oh, you didn't let Lilith kill him. Damn it.
Lilith was supposed to kill him?
Good going, Ball.
Lilith can kill him.
Well, screw it. I did it first.
Now, just gotta get rid of that key.
But yeah, the warrior is actually a pretty interesting boss fight, all things considered. But the main reason why you would attempt to refight the warrior is because look at all the fucking loot. So much loot.
Even in the cutscene, there's a shitload of loot. The cutscene, goddammit.
There you go.
Wait a second. Let me. You don't want to touch this thing right now, trust me.
Slow down, man. I nearly
Hey,
died.
Brick and Mordecai.
Hey, Lilith!
Where the hell were you guys 5 minutes ago? If it weren't for the Vault Hunter, we'd all be dead.
I think that's her way of saying we won.
I figured.
I wish they would have actually had a little say Salvador there.
It'll be too soon. It's
No
fun.
swearing on Pandora.
It's a map. A very shitty map.
It has no legend, no scale, no point of reference.
You know what that means.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
Cage the elephant.
Do you like me now?
So, that was Borderlands 2.
Yes, and before we roll into the credits, I need to be absolutely sure, Gerdad, I have time ticking 13:57, 58, 59, 14 minutes.
I'm about 2 seconds behind, but it's fine.
It's okay, I think we'll survive. But anyway, yes.
Yes.
That ending was about as much as I could have expected. They even let me plant my own coup de grace on the bad guy. I've done my way.
So, from what I played in Borderlands 2, I did actually enjoy most of my time with it. I don't. The main complaints that I have are mostly minor, and I've mentioned them multiple times throughout the playthrough. There's ammo shortages for every character that isn't Salvador, and that gets really annoying very quickly. You're supposed to use Iridium to fix it, but it doesn't actually fix that. The leveling system is mostly arbitrary, as although you do gain significantly more powerful as you level up, the game doesn't actually get easier as you level up, and it stays at relatively the same difficulty throughout the entire adventure. And your character being a mute is kind of a problem, given that the character interactions are one of the main reasons to go through the game.
Well, between characters that actually talk, because even in Borderlands 1, we could forgive the game by letting us be mute because all the other characters are basically filling in the gaps, a la Elder Scrolls.
And Majora's Mask, but yes.
And Ocarina of Time.
I don't think I got that picture of Claptrap blowing up the highway. Huh.
What's that you said? The thing that you would have said if you could talk? Oh, of course I could tell you all about that. So all you gotta do here, hero, is just, just simmer down those chatty lips of yours and let me do the talking, alright?
That is Bloodwing when he was just a baby.
So does that mean that these are actually pictures from Borderlands 1?
They might be pictures from Borderlands 1. I mean, they basically imported everybody.
Yeah, I know that this picture specifically is from Borderlands 2 because, yeah, that's Roland's gravestone.
And here Brick looks very much like Russell over 2D and Noodle, and they have just buried Murdoch.
So many voice actors.
Oh yeah, these credits are going to be going on for about the next 8 minutes or so, giving us more than enough time in order to go over this, both what an awesome game this has been, and just also making it clear that this game did not do everything quite right. It just did. Oh, TK Baha was also the voice of Claptrap. Huh. We'll also go over some things that were not so great. The great things about this game: the polish is peerless in its accomplishment. Handsome Jack is the Andrew Ryan that you get to hate, and you also get to enjoy being able to kill at the moment of truth. The missions are all quirky, giving you plenty of options, lots of people you can go through, lots of different genres of missions, put it that way, and even going into just basic horde mode, breaking down the whole first-person shooter story mission completion structure and just having a good sandbox time. The things that were not so good was when the map just straight screws with you because it doesn't tell you at which height your objectives are sometimes. It doesn't give a clear pathway. That's something that they improved on in pre-sequel. In pre-sequel, they will actually start to give you the points where you should start to approach your objective. They don't do that in Borderlands 2. They expect you to figure it out on your own, and it's not always clear, much to the chagrin of people who don't have an internet connection by which they can look up a guide video. But besides
behold the very lengthy personal things section.
Yay. But I mean, that's about the bottom line. Some of the missions are outright atrocious, and they will make you hate parts of the game. And for the word boner fart. But this game overall is very enjoyable. And if you don't like what you're doing, you can switch to something else. In the game, that is. I don't mean switch out a different game. I mean just pick a different mission, a different thing to do.
And you shut off a majority of the side quests. I'm not entirely sure that... I know that you missed some of the stuff over in Deadwood, but I think that was mostly it.
Lynchwood, but I did... I feel like I did all the Lynchwood
No, I think
missions.
you did everything in Lynchwood. I mean, the outcast town, you didn't actually show off us nuking the outskirts racist.
Right, I think that's Overlook.
Yeah, Overlook. My bad.
The town that you should overlook.
Hey, no, that's got one of the funniest side quests in it, where we nuke an outcast racist house.
Just the one guy's house?
Yeah, we nuked just his house, because fuck him.
Because that's how nuclear test facilities work. You have been nominated.
And here was a small problem that I had with the game. These credits go on for fucking ever.
Well,
We did not have enough they did not have enough custom art for how long these credits go.
Right.
And a majority of the credits runtime is this thanks section, which is really good and nice that pretty much everyone on the staff gets to write a thank you note. But like, it's everyone on staff.
Even the people who don't matter.
Well, we love you guys. This game wouldn't have come together if it wasn't for you.
And I'm glad that Gearbox is the kind of company that will just let people be themselves for a second. Except for the part where, yes, as you pointed out, the clip art does get a bit old because it's just the same, like, 12 or so pictures over and over again.
I think it's 8, actually.
That's even worse.
So would you recommend Borderlands 2 to your friends and family?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My first-person shooter fans, my peeps who just love a good first one-player game. I mean, you could totally treat this as a one-player game, as I did, because at no point is cooperation required, although highly recommended. This game also has a dual function of being able to invite all your friends in, and even not even necessarily your friends, just other people on the internet who are playing at the same time. Get a party together and go to town, kill stuff, get experience. It's as easy as plugging it in, and then you could totally quit like a shithead.
I would also recommend this to most of my friends that are into FPS games, mostly because it's a looter shooter, and combining Diablo 2 with FPS games usually works out pretty well, as long as the loot's actually fun, and the loot is for the most part pretty fun. I mean, you and I did get to experience a lot of the more insane stuff that happens post 40, but
Well, post level 40?
yeah. Post level 40, there are a bunch of very insane weapons that can spawn in.
Man, but how the hell do you even get to level 40 in the first place? Is what I'm wondering.
Well, now that you have True Vault Hunter mode in New Game Plus, you could very easily just loot New Game Plus until you actually get to, I think level cap after DLC is 70, but I'm not entirely sure.
Right. So, True Vault Hunter mode, yes, you will be getting the stupid power that you didn't even think was possible. And they make it possible. It's just too bad you can't enjoy that until you activate True Vault Hunter mode. Because this game has a way of extinguishing your level progress. Because as you level up, you get less experience per enemy kills, and to the point where you will stop getting experience altogether, and I do not in any way recommend farming on enemies over 15,000 times in order to get 1 experience point apiece.
Right.
That would be silly.
Very silly.
I mean,
Have you actually played any other looter shooters in the same vein of Borderlands 2?
Probably not. That's why I always
Okay.
liked Borderlands. It stood out to me as, I guess, being a looter shooter in general. The only one I've ever played, because every other first-person shooter game I've played was either an RPG or Oblivion. But it definitely it's worth delving into every once in a while. The randomization is cool, and it keeps my interest in the game, at least until maybe I start to see some of the limitations even of the randomizer system. Or that scouring the game for ultra rare weapons is not terribly rewarding to me if I'm already satisfied with what I have.
Right.
So, have you played any looter shooters that would compare to this?
Aside from Borderlands 2, I can think of a couple looter shooters that I have attempted, but they've not been first person. A majority of the other looter shooters that I have actually played have been 2.5D in the vein of Diablo 2 itself. And looter shooters are interesting to me because it's a lot of the fun for looter shooters is completely dependent on the quality of the loot and how it changes the way you play. If the quality of the loot, if the quantity of the loot, however, rather, isn't sufficient, and if it doesn't drastically change the way you play with each attempted modification that you attempt to make, then the looter shooter usually ends up failing at being a looter shooter, and instead focuses on, okay, what is the most damage that I can get per second? It's this. I'm gonna run this till the end. I'm gonna run this with this setup until the end of the game.
And
It's the trap that I end up falling into in other Diablo 2 like games.
And here you are finally invited to play the one, the only true Vault Hunter mode. Congratulations. Now remember, once you start True Vault Hunter mode, you can't go back to this playthrough, so I'm not sure if I'm quite ready to leave all this loot. It's been fun, Handsome Jack. You enjoy being headless now. I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
I forget if Lilith eats him or not.
Eats him. The Firebird eats him, I could see that. Hey, Tannis. What?
I will pay you. It is as simple as
Ah, yes, the "you will die seriously" mission that I didn't actually do, and I tricked you into thinking I had done it.
With the
It's
war
not
defeated
impossible,
and
by the
Jack
way. You
lying in a
can
pool
complete
of
this
his own
mission
blood
despite
and
what the
fecal
game
matter,
tells you. I've
might
read
think
people who
Pandora
have
is
done it.
safe. You are wrong. I've built a seismograph out of rusty metal and mucus, and it tells me that a creature of considerable power has awakened somewhere on Pandora. You will destroy it, of course. I hope you have the iridium necessary to access its lair.
So, what now?
Yeah, somebody's got to deal with all those new vaults.
So does Borderlands 3
can't
take
call
place across
dibs
the
on
universe,
hunting
or are we
hundreds
still
of
on
vaults.
Pandora?
I don't know yet.
Says you.
I didn't play
What
the
you
tie-in
thinking, Will?
content that they had
I think
released
before we
before
head off to deal with
Borderlands
those
3
vaults,
came out
we gotta
that would
rebuild.
basically get players
Get a new
ready to
shield
play
for
it.
Sanctuary. Wipe Hyperion
Borderlands 3
off
still
the
hasn't
map.
come out at the time of this recording.
At the
Very
time
long.
this recorded, yeah, but this
Jack may be dead, but we're
Hey,
not
I
done.
hope you guys
Not by
also
a long
appreciate the 33-minute and 33-second runtime on
What you
this
think?
raw video,
I think I already
because it's gonna be
called dibs
all
on the Vault
about
Hunter.
the threes, baby. Anyway,
Oh, you are actually going to show off Terramorphous.
of course
All
I'm gonna
right.
show off Terramorphous. It's a fucking impossible mission. This is like one of the only impossible missions in the game.
So is he going to look like Spider Mastermind?
What, you didn't see this yourself? Terramorphous Peak?
No, I didn't go here.
Well then, we are going to learn something today, Mr. Gurdett, is that this place sucks. So what you're supposed to do is blow this big fucking war horn shaped out of a whalebone full of scroll crossbones and Diablo himself hollowed out, and just wait for the boss. Is he going to come from the air? Is he going to come from the
No,
ground?
he's coming from the ground.
Is he going to come from the cliff? Is he going to fall from outer space? Ah! Oh god, he's over there. Terramorphous the Invincible. Behold, Terramorphous. The only level
Oh, I was right.
52
It's a Thresher. Haha.
Aha! Hey, hoo-hoo.
Okay, so I imagine a majority of this fight plays out just like a majority of the other Thresher fights. Shoot him in the eyes, don't get hit by the ground slam, and you should be fine. Also, if you do get knocked down, you can take down the additional tentacles in order to pop back up, assuming that he's got those out.
So the way as I understand it, the way you're supposed to do this fight, Terramorphous is taking damage. He does have a fixed amount of health. His defense is not so high that you can't hurt him. It's just gonna take fucking forever to kill him. I believe I've read estimates that it took people as long as a half hour to kill Terramorphous, because you can't get your level anywhere near his fucking superlative 52, again because of the experience extinguishment system that is a natural consequence of just being a fucking badass at this game. And now behold, we finally get to see all the custom skins that I've been picking up on our adventure.
Oh, You didn't show off the Incredible Hulk one.
This is my favorite one. I am the dog, the big bag dog, the hallway monitor, and Handsome Jack's mask. What? 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 What are you looking at?
Nothing.
That's what I thought.
So
And
there are 17 faces that you can get, man. Oh,
Faces.
No, dude, you don't need to do a respec.
yes,
Come on,
I
man.
do, because there were a lot of Gunzerker abilities that I hadn't even practiced yet because I was content with what I already had. So whenever you respec, and this is the only this is the first of several respecs I do during this segment, is you get all your skill points back. It's not terribly expensive, and yeah, you get to try out whatever you want. So let's try shooting an enemy. While gunzerking, the longer you hold down the trigger, the faster your fire rate.
Well, it certainly helps with the shotgun, but I'm not sure. I'm not so sure it helps with the AR.
It's especially powerful when you stack it with increased gunzerker duration.
True.
I don't have to be shooting at the roof either. You could totally try shooting people, and you can't hurt them. Now I can gunzerk while in fight for my life mode.
Okay.
You can also continue. Also, fight for your life mode does not interrupt your gunzerker mode.
Cool.
So yes, you finally get to capitalize on not being able to aim down the sights because gunzerking also disables aiming down the sights. What else can we do? Oh god, this is fun. So we're just gonna pump up all this stuff full of green gel. It's gonna spill over into the other compartments. We're gonna sink the Titanic.
So now, whenever you kill an enemy, you have a small chance of gaining ammunition.
So, something like that. Overpowered goodness. This is me testing increased gunzerker duration, and this is gonna take us to the end of the video. That with upgrades,
All right.
your gunzerker can be ceaseless, relentless, ruthless, diabolical, and all but totally invincible in battle.
Nah, because you can't. Well, you can. It just takes a shit ton more skill points in order to go down to the end of both trees.
Right, and you're probably gonna cap out around level. As long as you can keep getting experience, you can still level up, right? So yes, if you go find Saturn, fight him, I don't know, 1,200 times. Waste 3.
I don't want to fight Saturn 1,200 times. Him is big.
You are going to grow a beard and shave it off, and you're going to put it in a Ziploc bag saying, "These are my Saturn hairs. I had developed these while grinding my character to the maximum." And this is the end of Borderlands 2, everybody. Listening to Mal talk about a bunch of bullshit. And thank you so much for watching.
Tacos are very nice, man.
Ah!
Tacos!
Nobody likes mortgages!